Hello everyone. My name is Max. Welcome to Design Talk. Today, we will talk about typography. A designer has taken the time behind the scenes to consider the relationship between the look of the text and what the text says. In reality, various moods, atmospheres, and emotions can be expressed simply by changing the typeface. But what exactly is typography, and why is it so important? We'll begin with a definition of typography, followed by the anatomy of it. Finally, we'll look at a brief history of its development. Part 1. What is typography? Let's start with the basics. What exactly is typography? Typography, in its most basic form, is the art of arranging letters and text in such a way that the copy is legible, clear, and visually appealing to the reader. Typography is the use of font style, appearance, and structure to elicit specific emotions and convey specific messages. In a nutshell, typography is what makes the text come to life. Part 2. The anatomy of typography. The letters on a page represent so much more than just words. They have personalities, moods, styles, and even anatomical features, just like people. Here's a quick rundown of the various details that comprise letters and their real-life counterparts. A leg is a downward extending portion of a letter, attached at one end and unattached at the other. An arm is a portion of a letter that is straight or curved and extends upwards or outwards, attached at one end and unattached at the other. In some typeface styles, an ear the small stroke that extends outwards from a lowercase g. Shoulder is the downward and to the right curved stroke of the lowercase h, m, and n. Tail is the curved descender of a capital O, R, and K, and sometimes lowercase letters like G, J, P, Q, and Y. The spine is the main curved stroke inside the upper and lower case letters S. The X height is a measurement rather than a part. It calculates the height of all lowercase letters in the same typeface. It's called X height because the measurement is determined by the letter X of each typeface. The cap height is a capital letter measurement. The cap height of all capital letters in the same typeface is the same. Flat-bottomed characters, such as the letter E, provide the most accurate measurement. Of course, there are anatomy to break down this. How you use it is situational based on what kind of project you work on. Part 3. How type is manipulated to fit in a space. Sometimes letters need to be adjusted to fit in a certain space. There are 3 different ways in which type can be moved around in a space so that it looks better. These 3 measurements are called kerning, tracking, and leading. To begin with, kerning. Kerning is the space between 2 individual letters. It's used when you need to move only one letter because it is too far or too close to its companions. Some typefaces have a strange spacing between the capital letter and the rest of the word. Kerning helps create a better balance between letters. When designers create wordmark logos, they usually control the kerning from letter to letter, making sure the entire word is perfectly balanced and polished. In addition, we have tracking. Tracking is the proportional space between all the letters in a body of text. Being able to change the tracking helps fit more letters in a small space or spread out letters if they are too tight. Script fonts cannot undergo too much tracking due to how the ligatures separate and create unbalanced spaces. Designers manipulate the tracking when they want to accomplish a look that has even edges for all the words. By spreading out the tracking or making it tighter, they can make all the text look unified and justified. Leading is the next term. Leading is the space between baselines. This means that when we manipulate the leading, we are changing the way a paragraph looks. Leading and X height have a direct effect on how text will look in a paragraph. There is another measurement we should mention called the baseline. which is the line on which letters sit horizontally. The bottom of the X height of each letter sits on a baseline. The lower the X height compared to the cap height, the more white space there will be between lines. When letters have a higher X height in comparison to the cap height, the leading looks more balanced and ordered. Last but not least, typography history. Typography can be traced back to the 11th century, when movable type was invented. Typography was a specialized craft associated with books, magazines, and eventually public works prior to the digital age. Before we dig deeper into the history of typography, we must understand typography classifications first. In general, there are 3 classifications of typeface. They are serif, sans-serif, and script. In each classifications we will break down into several types of typography. Initially, we will take a look at serif first. The first type is old style. As printing presses became more common, Italian book printers sought a typeface that would be highly legible for printed books. They wanted something that could be printed at a much smaller scale. This style of typeface became known as old-style typefaces, also known as humanist typefaces. You can find this type of typeface in Mignon, Garamond, Calson, and Gaudi Old Style. Next type is transitional. The demand for more detailed, stylized typefaces increased as print quality improved. So transitional typefaces appeared. You can see this type of typeface in Baskerville, Times New Romance, Bookman, and Georgia. Modern or Dodon is the more expressive stylized typeface. As time passes, typefaces become more dramatic, with greater contrast between thickness and thinness of strokes. This kind of typeface is presented in Bodoni, Big Calson, Monotype, Abril, and Didot. Slab serifs is a readable font for bold headlines. Display fonts, as we will see later, are fonts designed for larger headlines and displaying urgent messages. Because of their eye-catching, bold characteristics, they began to be heavily used in print advertising. See this kind of example in Rockwell, Arvo, Josephine Slab, and Museo Slab. We will proceed with the next typeface classification, which is sans-serif. The sans-serif letterform exploded in popularity in the mid-20th century, as a desire for a more geometric grid-based letterform took center stage. The first type of typography in sans-serif is grotesque. You can see this can of typeface in Rock Grotesque, Monotype Grotesque, and Franklin Gothic. Thus, some of the most popular sans-serifs today are neo-grotesque, also known as transitional sans-serifs. Some said that neo-grotesque is the rise of Helvetica. You can find this typeface in Arial and Helvetica. In addition, geometric typefaces follow an elemental design style in which basic shapes such as triangles and circles become the core shapes of the characters. The example of is typeface are Futura and Avenir. Last but not least typeface classification is script. There are formal, casual, and decorative types for this one. Formal type inspired by written scripts from historic calligraphers, while casual type have a wider range of stroke thickness and less traditional letter endings or terminals. For decorative type, are mostly used for ornamental purposes, become the design themselves with their unique textures, shapes, and curves. Excellent for headlines but dreadful for smaller readable body copy text. For the future, variable fonts will take the spotlight. Variable fonts work by storing all of the font weight options in a single file, which reduces the overall load time and data required to display the font. Variable fonts have an axis that you can change the thickness of. This allows the designer to quickly and easily change the thickness. This means that there are now thousands of different font weights available, rather than just the ones included in the original font family. So, that's all for this video. What do you think of it? There will be a second part about typefaces. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs like if you enjoy it.